Our modern Air Force was created in the 20th century, an Air Force that found new ways to defend the United States and forever changed the face of warfare. As we approach the 21st century, the Air Force has again made a profound transformation. It has become an aerospace force that provides critical capabilities to the nation and the Joint Defense Team.
Our primary missions have to do with influencing military operations on this earth. And for the foreseeable future, that will be the case. Aerospace is that seamless dimension that allows us to do that, either orbitally or in the atmosphere, to bring power to bear in any place on this globe. That's aerospace power.
What it's really about is capability. It's not really about whether we're in space or in the air. The Air Force is not here to provide interesting airplanes for people to fly. It's to protect the United States.
The fact is, the United States Air Force is an aerospace force, serving an aerospace nation. The commanders who have to plan and fight the nation's wars know this better than anyone.
To be able to project power, to be able to influence a situation in a short amount of time from a great distance, to do it undetected, to do it in a way with high precision, and to accomplish the mission is a Sync's dream.
We are dependent upon the capabilities of space forces, the capabilities that are in space today, from information gathering, from surveillance, from reconnaissance, communication, weather, navigation, to be able to do the missions that the United States Air Force is charged with. That's what's changed.
It's a change in philosophy. Instead of looking at space as something that's outside of your control, it's looking at space as another battlefield medium. It's addressing the needs of the warfighter from a different platform, a different level.
Now the Air Force is placing the emphasis on training, education, making sure that they have the best quality of person approaching the next century, and making sure that when we do exploit space that we have the best qualified people to do it.
Ever since we've been an Air Force, we've been continually changing. Started with the Army Air Corps, changing into the Air Force, splitting off and being part of what defends the air over the face of the earth. And now that technology has expanded into space, that's just a little higher up.
We're able to use satellite communication so that from here in McConnell we could talk to anybody anywhere in the world. We're also using the global positioning systems. We know where we are within 50 feet of our actual position. The integration between the old systems and the new systems are giving us the capabilities to be so much more accurate and efficient in accomplishing our mission.
What drives the engine of the industrial age? Oil does. And where are we today? We're in the Persian Gulf protecting that investment, that vital interest. As our lines of communication and commerce have moved to the Persian Gulf in the industrial age, in an information age, they're going to move to space. And all the kinds of things we've done to protect the investment in the industrial age called oil, we're going to do to protect space in an information age. And that's what we've got to get ready for.
We have capabilities that are resident both here on Earth, in the atmosphere and orbital, and making sure we get the best mix of those systems to do what we need to do our missions is our real challenge for the 21st century.
We have to remember that while we'll always be an Air Force that relies very heavily on cutting-edge technology, there are also many things in the United States Air Force that are long and enduring missions. We must preserve those capabilities. Things where we put mud on our shoes every day is every bit as important as the satellite that twirls overhead.
But which of the current capabilities need to be retained while new ones are being developed? How do we determine what defenses will be required in the 21st century? The Air Force has taken extraordinary and successful steps to answer these questions with its long-range planning effort. Producing Global Engagement, a working guide to aerospace power.
Most of our 3 stars and all of our 4 stars who are in the Air Force right now participated in building that vision. We think it's right, we think it's the right flight path or trajectory, and we're going to follow it.
Since the earliest flying days, the Air Force has been a service that dares to change, in a world where the only constant was change. The early airmen were the only ones who could see an entire battlefield, giving them a unique perspective. As air power evolved, the airmen's perspective broadened. By the Gulf War, it covered the entire theater of operations. Now the airman's perspective is global, which is reflected in changes in training.
We will be able to train them to look much more from a global and a world perspective than we may have looked before, where we focused on a given front and a given part of the world. Today's space will allow us to have that view and that presence around the world at any one given moment during the day.
Today's aerospace force can respond rapidly and accurately to threats anywhere on the globe.
We took 3 B-2s, loaded with 2,000-pound GPS-aided munitions, complemented by the B-2's unique capability to refine the targeting errors that are inherent in any GPS-aided munition because of that tremendous high-resolution radar that the B-2 brings to the fight. We attacked 16 widely dispersed targets out in the Nellis Ranges.
1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, we'll have 5. There's 5.
13 direct hits. 2 near misses, and the widest miss was 30 meters away.
Okay.
Now, in my day of dropping bombs, those have all been shacks.
Another new capability is the unmanned aerial vehicle. UAVs will play a major role in this emerging aerospace force. The Predator is operational, Dark Star is in development, and the new, larger and more complex Global Hawk is undergoing flight tests.
By working these UAV programs, we're supplementing the current programs on air vehicles, on manned air vehicles, and bridging the gap between what we're doing on aircraft and what we have out there and doing in the future with satellites. Since UAVs can transgress some of that altitude, that harsh environment, without jeopardizing a person, a pilot in the cockpit.
We are airborne, flight number 1.
UAVs and precision munitions are not the only ways the Air Force is exploiting technology to better defend the nation. Consider the F-22, state-of-the-art air superiority fighter, top of the line for probably the next 20 to 30 years, and much more. The F-22 is a prime example of the emerging aerospace force. Pilots will use satellite data to give them real-time intelligence on targets, enemy aircraft, missile sites, everything they need to complete their mission.
The F-22 will give us those capabilities that we need in order to be dominant in anybody's airspace, our airspace and our adversary's airspace, because it comes with those essential characteristics: maneuverable stealth, super cruise, and integrated avionics that give our pilots unprecedented situational awareness.
Military and civilian scientists at the Air Force's Starfire optical range developed adaptive optics to get clear pictures of stars and satellites by canceling out the distorting effects of the atmosphere. By using the optics to pre-distort a laser beam, they keep its energy focused. This is the basis for a major weapon of the future, the airborne laser. Now in development, the airborne laser will be carried aboard a 747F. Its first test against a theater ballistic missile is slated for shortly after the turn of the century. The SMV, or Space Maneuver Vehicle, is definitely cutting edge. Reusable aircraft, space planes if you will, are essential to the economic use of space.
You're looking into aircraft that can shoot up into space, come back down, be maintained in a few hours, and shoot back up again, just like aircraft of today.
It could be an arcade game. The object? Fly the course, follow the track, go through the rings. But this is no game. It's an experiment to see if an aircraft can be controlled by just thinking about moving left, right, up, down, or if it's possible to mark a target by sending out a burst of mental energy.
It would really not be fair if we didn't look at it. I mean, the technology is here, although it's a very initial form, if you will. But we're taking a look at it. If it looks like it'll pay off, we'll certainly, take it and run with it.
The airman's global perspective and innovative spirit have led to new operational concepts. Global mobility has enabled the development of the Air Expeditionary Force. Refueling tankers provide the air bridge for the heavy lifters who carry troops and cargo around the globe. Air Expeditionary Forces respond quickly when a deterrent force, or more, is needed.
We must be capable of rapidly moving anywhere and applying the capabilities of this Air Force to problems that are presented. It's not a stay-at-home Air Force. It's a on-the-road Air Force.
Transitioning from a garrison force to now a much more deployable force. We've got the capability to take squadrons of airplanes and deploy them in 48 hours all across the world.
AAF is a great power. It's the ability for us to say in 24 hours to anybody in the world, we will be airborne with 12 to 18 of these aircraft and the support package. And then within 48 hours, we'll be flying combat sorties over hostile territory. We've done it and we will do it every time.
We have become an air expeditionary force. We are light, lean, and lethal. We can go anywhere we need to go, timely, and we're deadly accurate.
In our own AOR, if you just look at the period from the time of the end of the Gulf War, you can see the value of these sorts of expeditionary forces. Air has played a major part in our ability to maintain stability in our region.
Other forces take months. Some take weeks. We take days or hours to get there. That's the difference. That's what we bring to our nation as a capability, rapid response to evolving crises.
I'm impressed with the ability to project this power around the world, to do it on a moment's notice, and to be operational in such a short period of time. It gives us tremendous leverage and the ability to project power and protect our allies and send a signal beyond any other capabilities we have.
Air power is by definition responsive, able to span the globe, able to put firepower on target in short time periods.
The United States Air Force, through the tools that it uses to create global engagement as we move out into the 21st century, brings an absolutely unique capability to our national leaders as instruments of national power.
The United States Air Force is moving forward into the 21st century as an aerospace force. To actually get there will depend on the people we have in this great organization, their ideas, their concepts, their capabilities, so that we are the dominant aerospace force on this earth. The perspective of the airman will continue to broaden from just a few square miles of battlefield on Earth to millions of cubic miles that make up space. I know this Air Force is up to the challenge.